Okay, this is ANZAC Canada and France, turn 3. The ANZAC have 18 IPCs to spend. They're going to spend 15 on a new destroyer and a new transport, and they're going to spend 3 on a new infantry. The Canadians have $11 to spend. They're going to hold on to it until next turn. Canadians have no attacks, but the ANZAC have 2 attacks. They will be attacking the destroyer in Sea Zone 44 with 3 fighters from Queensland, which will then land in the Celebes Air Base. They will also be attacking the 2 transports and cruiser in Sea Zone 35 with their own cruiser and a destroyer from Sea Zone 54. So let's set up both of those. They both need to be rolled. Small battles, but important ones. Okay, it's the battle for Sea Zone 35. Oh, I didn't put the dice out. Oops. Okay, so the Australian destroyer HMAS Vampire and the New Zealand cruiser HMNZS Leander will be going up against the Japanese cruiser Tone and the Japanese transports Asakamaru and Awatamaru. So it's a 2 and a 3 versus a 1 and a 3. 1 hit. That's all they needed. No hits, so that's bad news. Okay, we have to take that as the casualty because you have to take transports last. So it's a 2 and a 3 versus a 1. 1 hit. That will be the battle. Miss. Okay, so one of the transports is dead, but the situation now becomes that this is an auto kill because it's not paired with another transport, so it doesn't get a defense. So the Aussies clear the sea zone and deprive the Japanese of a much needed cruiser and 2 transports. It's the battle for Sea Zone 44. 1 Australian fighter and 2 New Zealand fighters are going up against the Japanese destroyer Fuyutsuki. So it's 3 3s versus a 2. And the destroyer is destroyed, but let's see if it takes out a plane. It does. So we'll lose 1 of the New Zealand fighters. Okay, only 1 non-combat maneuver for the Canadians. Their new fighter is going to fly from Quebec to the air base at Iceland. 1 move for the French. The French Equatorial Africa infantry is going to move into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. And the Aussies are going to land their 2 fighters in Celebes at the air base there. They will also be moving this transport over to Sea Zone 63, picking up the infantry from New Zealand and bringing him back to New South Wales. So that should be that. Oh, I haven't marked it with an arrow, but these 2 things in Queensland are going into New South Wales as well. So all of the forces will be in New South Wales. Okay, placement for the Aussies. New transport, new destroyer, new infantry. Okay, before we do income, we do have a convoy situation to do here. They can lose up to 4. They're guaranteed 1 because it's +1 of whatever I roll. And I rolled nothing there, so they're going to lose 1. Okay, so Australia, or ANZAC, has a base income of 18, -1 for the convoy, so that's 17, plus a 5 national objective for having Dutch New Guinea, New Britain, the Solomons. The Canadians have the 11 IPCs they didn't spend last turn. They get 7 IPCs as their base income, and they're going to get 3 IPCs because they have units in Syria. Okay. All right, so disposition of forces for the Canadians, very straightforward. In Quebec, 2 infantry, 1 tank, 1 artillery. In Iceland, 1 fighter. In United Kingdom, 2 infantry. And then over here in Syria, 2 infantry. French forces in the UK, 2 infantry. In Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, 1 infantry. In Egypt, hiding over here, 1 infantry. And in C-Zone 98, 1 cruiser. ANZAC forces. 2 infantry in Java. 2 infantry and 2 fighters in the Celebes. 1 Australian fighter, 1 New Zealand fighter. A destroyer and a cruiser in C-Zone 35 that are currently convoying the Japanese. And in New South Wales, 2 Australian infantry, 1 New Zealand infantry, 2 artillery, 2 anti-aircraft artillery, and then in C-Zone 62, 2 transports and 1 destroyer. So, turn 4 is going to start next. So we'll do the tech rolls, and then Germany turn 4 is up.